Welcome to the W. Mason Coaches Report. Anders Jorstad talking to the head coach of the Hofstra Pride men's lacrosse team, Seth Tierney. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Anders.
Your team beating Monmouth this weekend, 11-9. Your overall assessment of that game?
Yeah, and certainly you're on the correct side of the scoreboard. So that trumps everything else in regards to the way we finished. I think our guys know. I mean, I didn't really have to say anything in the locker room. I would have liked the celebration to be a little bit better, but they know that towards the end, either we just didn't pay attention to details, took our foot off the gas pedal a little bit, relaxed. Sometimes the scoreboard can play mental games with you, and we have to address that this week because if we didn't build up enough insurance after three quarters, which was 11-5, if it's 11-7, now we're in overtime, and the ball can bounce in any direction at that point. So we can't take those chances.
Yeah, you just talked about that fourth quarter. You guys letting up 4 goals in that quarter. Do you think that was completely a mental thing, or do you think there were some things that you guys need to seriously look at?
Yeah, I mean, I think some of it was mental. I don't think that we reversed it. One of the things that we teach here is to think like the enemy. So how would we react if we were down 6 goals going into the fourth quarter? Do you think that they were just packing up their bags and getting on a bus and going home early? That's not the case. They're going to play harder, and that means we got to play harder, but we have to play harder before they do that, and we have to learn that lesson.
Josh Byrne had a terrific game on offense, 3 goals for him, and 1 of 3 players that scored 3 goals, but you look at last season, early in the season, he had a very good start to the season, then kind of tapered off towards the end as he was being adjusted to defensively. Do you think he's kind of learned to adjust to the way teams play him, or do you think this is just another chance of him starting off good early?
Yeah, I mean, I think, listen, Josh is a wonderful player, and he did what he was supposed to do the other day. He didn't hit the panic button, turn the ball over the first time he touched it, and then kind of just settled in. He's a very good player. We know, and he knows that things are going to be difficult for him. That people are going to be keying on him. Their best defenseman is going to cover him. They're going to have schemes to play against him. We've worked on all of that. We're going to continue to work on all of that so that we have answers before they have questions.
And Brendan Kavanaugh taking the most shots for your team. He had 8. Do you see him being a major part to your team's offense like that, being kind of a leader on offense, or was that kind of unexpected from him?
I mean, we see Brendan as, he's certainly an electric player, but he is better when the ball is not in his stick until the end and then kind of go from there. He's a guy that finds openings. He plays a little bit differently when he doesn't have the ball. He plays he's a more effective player than sometimes when he does have it. 3 for 8. I think that there was a couple of ones he'd like to have maybe 4 or 5 goals with, but we love that he got 8 shots, and he's just going to continue to can some, and he had some good positive energy, which we need from him, and I think he made number 27 proud on Saturday.
Your team hit pretty hard in the face-offs, obviously, with that Chris Clark. Any idea when we can expect him back? And do you think Diener proved himself in that game?
Yeah, well, I don't know when Chris is coming back. It's not even literally a medical situation. He has an injury. I don't want to disguise that, but it's how fast is his body going to heal this. It's not something that we can expedite through a surgery or this or that. So that's what I mean by that. It's just how fast will his body heal. And we've got to continue to work with Kyle Gallagher. Again, tough scenario for a young guy to come in and play against a pretty confident team and a talented team in Monmouth. It doesn't get any easier when we're starting to head down to Princeton. They did pretty well against that, the face-off X against NJIT. And we're going to continue to work with some of those other guys. I mean, we got to have different options as we go forward until we get Chris back, and even when we get Chris back.
So yeah, you're just talking about this Princeton game. You guys playing them coming up. What are you seeing from this team this season?
I mean, listen, I watched a little bit of the NJIT team game from this weekend. They share the ball very well. They've got this, the kid Zach Currier is probably one of the best athletes in Division I, and he's a big time player. Both ends of the floor, makes things happen, makes things crazy when he's on defense, settles things when he's on offense. They got Sowers. They've got a bunch of players that can play. I mean, this the freshman Sowers. He's one of the better feeders and distributors in the country right now. And, he got a chance to win a gold medal with that under-19 team. Defensively, they've got a bunch of experience back, and it's certainly going to be a test. I mean, last year was went down to the wire overtime, and we'll see. We're going to prepare all week.
Yeah, a couple of close games against Princeton your last couple of seasons. What's going to be the key to victory for your team?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we're going to have a great game plan going in, and we'll get that rolling obviously today and tomorrow, and then our guys are going to need to buy into that game plan. So there's no sense having a good game plan and not following it. It's a map to the treasure, and you have the map in your pocket and you don't use it. So our guys are going to have to follow the game plan, believe in it, and make sure that they carry it out. We need to get healthy. Our better players are going to have to step up and play well. And again, we have to continue this thing that we started in the beginning. We got to be loose. We got to have fun when we play. We got to be loose, and part of that is the confidence going into the game.
He's Seth Tierney, the head coach of the Hofstra Pride men's lacrosse team. Coach, thanks for joining us.
You got it. Thanks, Anders.
And thanks for listening to the W. Mason Coaches Report on GoHofstra.com.